The sound of a coffee cup hitting the floor was nothing compared to the silence that followed. Hundreds of eyes turned toward the small cafe inside the heart of the city's busiest business tower. A single father sat frozen in his chair, his shirt covered in hot coffee, his important documents ruined, and his face filled with a pain that had nothing to do with the burning liquid on his skin. Across from him stood a wealthy executive, smiling like he had just proven a point. "People like you sit in the back," the men said coldly. The cafe became quiet. Everyone expected the single father to lower his head, apologize, and walk away like he had done many times before in life. But nobody expected what he did next. One simple move. One act of dignity. One decision that made even the CEO of the company stand up in shock. Before we begin this powerful story, if you believe kindness, respect, and second chances still matter in this world, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel Beyond Single Dad for more inspiring stories. The man sitting at the table was named Marcus Vale. He was 38 years old, a devoted father, and someone who had learned how to survive without asking the world for sympathy. Every morning before sunrise, Marcus prepared breakfast for his 8-year-old son, Elliot, packed his school bag, and made sure the little boy left home feeling loved. Life had not been easy for Marcus. After losing his wife years earlier, he became both a mother and father to Elliot. He worked 2 jobs, repaired old furniture at night, and delivered packages during the day. He rarely bought anything for himself because every extra dollar went toward giving his son a better future. That morning was supposed to be different. Marcus had finally received an opportunity that could change everything. He had designed a simple but brilliant business idea for an environmentally friendly furniture company. It was not just a project. It was his dream. A dream he built from years of struggle, sleepless nights, and watching his son grow up too quickly. A meeting had been arranged with the CEO of a major company who was interested in investing. Marcus arrived early at the cafe inside the corporate building. He wore his best shirt, the only formal one he owned. His shoes were polished carefully. He carried a folder filled with plans, drawings, and notes. He knew people might judge him. They often did. They saw a tired man with simple clothes and assumed he had nothing valuable to offer. While Marcus waited, a group of executives entered the cafe. Among them was Damian Cross, a powerful businessman known for his sharp suits, expensive watches, and arrogant attitude. Damian looked around the cafe and noticed Marcus sitting near the front. His expression changed. He walked toward him and looked at the folder on the table. "What are you doing here?" Damian asked. Marcus looked up politely. "I'm waiting for a meeting." Damian laughed quietly. "A meeting? With who?" Marcus calmly replied, "That's private." Those words seemed to irritate Damian. People like Marcus usually stayed quiet around men like him. They usually moved aside. They usually apologized before anything even happened. But Marcus did not. Not because he was arrogant. Because he had spent years teaching his son that every human being deserved respect. Damian picked up the folder and glanced through it. "You created this?" he asked. "Yes." Damian smiled with disbelief. This is the problem with people today. Everyone thinks they have a big idea. Everyone thinks they belong in places they don't. A few people nearby looked uncomfortable, but nobody spoke. Marcus reached for the folder. "Please give it back." Damian ignored him. Then, as he turned around, his hand moved toward the coffee cup on the table. The next few seconds happened quickly. The cup fell. Coffee spilled everywhere. Across Marcus's shirt. Across his documents. Across months of hard work. The cafe went silent. Marcus looked down at the ruined papers. His first thought was not about himself. It was about Elliot. He imagined his son's face. He imagined telling him that dreams sometimes get destroyed by people who do not understand them. Damian looked down and said casually, "Maybe this is a sign you should stop pretending to be something you're not." A few people looked away. They felt sorry for Marcus, but they were afraid to get involved. Then Marcus slowly stood up. Everyone expected anger. They expected shouting. They expected revenge. Instead, Marcus did something nobody saw coming. He picked up his ruined documents from the table, carefully placed them back inside the folder, and walked toward Damien. The room became tense. Marcus looked at the expensive suit Damien was wearing. Then he looked at the coffee stain on his own shirt. And quietly handed Damien a clean napkin. "Here," Marcus said. Damien looked confused. "For what?" Marcus replied, "Because nobody deserves to walk around covered in someone else's mistake." The cafe froze. People stared. Damien had tried to embarrass him, but Marcus refused to become the same kind of person. At that exact moment, the elevator doors opened. A man stepped into the cafe surrounded by assistants. Everyone immediately recognized him. It was CEO Adrian Whitmore. The man Marcus had been waiting to meet. Adrian looked around the room. Then his eyes stopped on Marcus. Then the coffee-covered shirt. Then the damaged folder. The CEO walked closer. "Are you Marcus Vale?" Marcus nodded. "Yes, sir." Adrian looked at the folder. "Are these your designs?" Marcus hesitated. They were. Adrian picked up one of the papers carefully. Even with coffee stains, the ideas were visible. The CEO studied the drawings. Then something changed in his expression. "This is one of the most thoughtful business plans I have seen in years." The entire cafe became quiet. Damien's smile disappeared. Adrian turned toward him. "Damien, what happened here?" For the first time, Damien had no answer. The CEO continued, "I was watching from upstairs before coming down. I saw everything." The room held its breath. Adrian looked at Marcus. Most people fight back when they are humiliated. Most people try to hurt the person who hurt them. But you protected someone's dignity even when yours was attacked. Marcus lowered his eyes. "I just did what I would want someone to do for my son." Those words changed everything. The CEO looked at him with respect. "Your son is lucky to have you." Marcus tried to hold back his emotions. Because those words meant more than any business offer. For years, people had told Marcus what he could not do. They saw a single father. They saw someone struggling. They saw someone who belonged in the background. But that day, inside a crowded cafe, everyone saw something different. They saw a man who had lost everything but still carried kindness. They saw strength without anger. They saw success before the world recognized it. Adrian offered Marcus a new meeting. Not because he felt sorry for him. Because he believed in him. Months later, Marcus's business idea became one of the fastest-growing sustainable furniture companies in the city. But the greatest reward was not the money. It was the moment he came home and showed Elliot the first product created from his design. His son looked at him and smiled. "Dad, you did it." Marcus hugged him tightly. "Yes," he whispered. "But remember something. Winning isn't about proving people wrong. It's about becoming the person you promised yourself you would be." The story of Marcus Vale was never about coffee. It was never about a bully. It was about a man who refused to let someone else's cruelty decide who he was. Sometimes the strongest person in the room is not the loudest. Sometimes the person sitting quietly in the corner is carrying a story nobody knows. And sometimes, one small act of kindness can change everything. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who believes kindness still matters, and subscribe to Beyond Single Dad for more emotional stories that inspire hope. Before the ending, I have a special request. Comment, "Kindness always wins," if you believe respect and compassion can change someone's life. Because somewhere out there, someone like Marcus is sitting quietly, fighting a battle nobody can see. And they may just need one reminder that their kindness is their greatest strength.